Welcome to our English country and English victory. Today's son, Magic Treehouse, Viking ships at sunrise. And we can start for chapter 2 and end of chapter 3. Okay. And there is some new books to read called Marvin, Redpost, Super Fast Out of Control. And we can start for chapter 1 and end of chapter 2. Okay. And are you ready for these two book and two story? Here we go. First, you can read Dirty Birdie. Oh, there's no Dirty Birdie book today. Magic Treehouse, Viking ships and sunrise. Chapter 2. Jack opened his eyes. The light was still gray, but the air was even damper and colder in the Frog Creek. Wow. I'm in a long dress, said Annie. It's scratchy. Hey, I've got a little purse in my belt. There's my library card in it. And Jack looked down his own clothes. He was wearing a shirt and the trousers of made in heavy wool. He also wore elaborate slippers. And in place in a backpack was a leather bag. Wow, said Annie, pulling in a bed window. This really looks like in dark ages. And Jack looked out too. He couldn't see anything in the mist. It's just because the sun's not up yet, he said. I would check the book. And Annie handed the Ireland's book to Jack, and he opens and read aloud. The early Middle Ages don't know the ages because of them learning. A culture has nearly vanished right in Europe. And school haters today, priests have an Erics and the Morts who help to keep a Western citizen alive. But what civilizations and monks mean? Said Annie. I think civilization is what people out of books and art and good manners, said Jack. The monks are luxuries, and people got spend their playing for and relating and helping people. Well, I don't see any civilizations or monks out there, said Annie, pointing at the mist. And Jack put in a notebook and wrote, Brave monks in Ireland. Then he took at Annie. If we're civilizations, I think we have to find a lost story, he said. Let's go, said Annie. She lifted her shirt and climbed out of a window. Oh, Jack and Annie will have a very, very, very good adventures in the island. And Jack read more in the island book. The monks copied the ancient writings of a Western words, but before printing was alive, abandoned all the books that could be written and copied by his hand. Hey, we're in a cliff, Annie said from outside above the ocean. Be careful, said Jack. He stuffed the island's book and his notebook was in the leather bag. Then he climbed out of a window, and Annie was peering over an edge. And Jack looked too. There's a rocky shore 20 of them feet below. The leaves slapped against the rocks and sea glows the stopping girls and off the sea. It doesn't look there are any civilizations down there, said Jack. Maybe we should climb those, said Annie. She pointed at steep steps out of a carved cliff. And Jack looked up. The cliff was also rose before the mist, and there will be a sun comes up, he said. Let's go in super slow, said Annie. She stirred at stone steps. Wait, Annie, said Jack. They might be slippery. Wow, she said. Must falling back your trip and darn dress. I told you to wait, said Jack. It's too dangerous. Just then something fell on the rug. Watch it, said Jack, and he put his hands overhead. Hey, it's a rope, said Annie. And Jack saw a tick of a rope tearing down the stairs. And where does it come from? He said. It's like when a Morgan dragged the ladder to us, said Jack. Said Annie, I've been someone crying to help us. Yeah, but who? Said Jack. Let's find out, said Annie. She grabbed the rope. I'll use it first once I'm on the top. You can come after me. Okay, but hurry, she said. Annie, very careful. And Jack waited as Annie started climbing up the steps. And who's up there? And Annie held up the rope as he climbed slowly up the stairs. Soon they vanished over the top of the cliff. What's up there? Jack shouted, but his voice was lost in the sound of the waves. And he grabbed the rope of the ladder and started steep steps at the top of the cliff. He put himself in an H. Wow, bloomed the jolly voice. Is another little invader. And at chapter 3 right now, Brother Patrick. And so we started for chapter 3 and did a chapter 4. Okay. And now one more time, start reading about it. Marvin Redpost super fast out of control. Chapter 1. Saturday. And Marvin and his friends was hanging out of a backyard. What do you want to do? Asked Snood. I don't know, said Marvin. It's not fair that your mom don't let us watch TV, growled Nick. What's so special about fresh air? Let's play unicorns, said Lindsay. Lindsay was Marvin's 5-year-old sister. We're not playing unicorns, Marvin grinned glad. So what do you want to do? Asked Snood. I don't know, said Marvin. What about a video game? Said Nick. Does the count as TV? I'm a gold unicorn, said Lindsay. Marvin's a rainbow unicorn. Nick, you can be a blue unicorn and start over the pink unicorn. I don't want to be pink, said Snood. Why can't I be a gold unicorn? You can't start out of being a gold, Lindsay explained. First, you have to do some same good magic, and a unicorn fairy will turn you into gold. We're not playing unicorns, said Marvin. How did you get to be gold? Said Snood. The unicorn fairy made me gold, said Lindsay, because I used my magic to save the princess. We're not playing unicorns, said Marvin. How do you play? Said Nick. And Lindsay stared at Nick. I should never heard a dumb question as a life. You just pretend you're an unicorn, she said. How? Said Snood. Lindsay sighed. She couldn't believe Marvin has such a stupid friends. And just pretend you're a magical horse with a horn in your head like these. And she pretends around the yard and flapping her arms and saying, I'm a unicorn, yes I am. I'm a gold unicorn, yes I am. Oh, I'm a gold unicorn, yes I am. And Lindsay stopped pretending and flapping. Your turn, Marvin, she said. I don't want to, said Marvin. You have to. It's the rules, said Lindsay. Inspector, I did. It was gold. And you have to be rainbow. Just get out of here, Lindsay, snapped Marvin. Can't you see you're busy? And you're such a stupid past. And Lindsay stared at Marvin. And he was afraid he was going to cry. I'm telling a unicorn fairy on you, she shouted. Then he stomped and stormed the house, and she slammed the door behind her. And Marvin sighed. So, what do we want to do? Said Snood. I don't know, said Marvin. I'm afraid your mom don't let us watch TV, said Nick. And what's wrong with her? Marvin struggled. They could ride bicycles, Snood, and Marvin got uneasily feeling a stomach. And there's nowhere to go, he said. Hey, didn't you get a new mountain bike? Asked Nick, and Marvin felt a little bit sick. That's all right, said Snood. How can you haven't shown it to us? And Marvin struggled. It's just a bike. I know, said Nick. Let's ride our bikes down a circle ride hill. And just hearing those words just made Marvin feel like we're falling down a very stiff cliff. Let's ride our bikes down circle ride hill. I'll go home and get my bike, said Snood, and Marvin couldn't believe it. Nick was fearful. He thought the Snood was smarter than that. I'll bring my stopwatch, said Nick. Maybe we can break a record. Cool, said Snood. And Marvin didn't care about breaking the records. He was as much more worried about breaking the bones. And Lindsay returned back door, and Marvin was glad to see her. And he thought it might be fun. Play unicorns after all. Mom wants to see you, Lindsay said. And as Marvin walked into the house, Lindsay said, "You're in a big trouble now, mister." And they walked into their mom's office. Marvin's mother is sitting at her desk in front of a computer. And she walked in his orange tools hat. And she helped people out future their taxis. She normally didn't work on Saturdays, but it was getting close to April 12th. And so it had been very busy lately. "And did you tell your sister?" she says, Marvin. "Kinda," she answered. "You need to tell your sorry," said Mother. And Marvin turned to Lindsay. She was wearing her hat and a fitful face. He got an idea. "Why should I?" he said, bobbily. "I beg your pardon," said Mother. "Lindsay's a past." Marvin said. "Marvin!" exclaimed Miss Mother. "Now he owes me two sorries," said Lindsay. "And you must be sorry," said Marvin. "And for being so stupid." And Marvin's mother looked at him for a long moment. And she didn't yell at him. She simply said, "You need to tell Nick and Snoot it's time to go home. Then you'll spend the rest of your afternoon in your room." Oh, Mom was very, very angry, but he said very, very, very slowly and soft. And Marvin pushed his luck. "That's not fair," he exclaimed. "You're going to be outside our bikes down the circle here. And you won't be riding your bike for a week," said Mother. And Marvin went back to his outside door and his friends and bad news. "Why? What did you do?" said Snoot. "Nothing," said Marvin. "My mom just in a bad mood." And he told them to goodbye and his friend out of his room. And he felt awful. He was glad she wouldn't try to help ride down a circle ride hill. But he felt bad for calling Lindsay a stupid past. More than that, he felt terrible for being so afraid. And he wasn't just afraid of a circle ride hill. He was afraid to ride a new bike. And it seemed to be so long. And he had been hand brakes. And he had never used hand brakes before. And he also didn't know how to use different gears. And it made it worse than Marvin, who asked for and had a new bike. And he begged for a new bike, and his parents said to be very expensive. There is already a bicycle, but there has a baby bike. He wanted a mountain bike. And he said Lindsay could have his old bike. And in the end, they bought it for him. Then, that was 10 days ago. And he hadn't returned it. And just thinking about it made him sick in his stomach. At last, he would have to ride a bike for a week, and which for still had a baby bike. And that's chapter 2 right now, Monday. And tomorrow we started for chapter 2. And chapter 3. Okay? And did you have fun? Erase English country comics and better books. This book and this story, okay? And goodbye for just today and see you tomorrow again. And this Marvin, Redpost, super fast, out of control. We'll see you tomorrow. And Snort and Nick and some Marvin and Lindsay and Unicorn and also cool right here, I think. We'll be see tomorrow, and some unicorn play will be see tomorrow, okay? And it's magic treehouse Viking ship at sunrise will be see tomorrow, and Jack and Annie and some Vikings and Morgan and magic treehouse will be see tomorrow, okay? And it's 2 book and 2 story will be see tomorrow. And thank you for looking and listening, and please thumbs up in my YouTube. Bye, my friend. Have a nice day. Bye.